Hello, heroes. This is Keith from the Pop-Up Filmcast. Congratulations on your 100th issue. If there's ever people asking for a recommendation about a podcast that can keep you informed about Bill Engvall, Animorphs, and great superheroes from Odd Headlines, you guys are at least second on the list. Usually first, but no less than second. But congratulations on it, and keep up the good work, and looking forward to getting to issue 200. Later.
Hello and welcome to issue number 100 of Headline Heroes, a comedy podcast where we take today's headlines or create a comic book origin story. My name is Drew Mick.
I'm Nathan Haynes.
And I'm Tanner Ackerman.
Oh, well, thank you, Keith, for that lovely voicemail.
Thank you, Keith.
Hold on, oh my God, do you guys hear that?
What?
Is that the...
No.
Oh my God, it's the Bill Engvall theme song. Carl, hit it.
Here's your sign.
I just a real quick update.
He didn't even ask for it. He just...
Episode 100.
All right.
Keith specifically asked for it, and damned if I'm not going to deliver.
Okay. Wait. I got to pull up the track.
Oh, yeah, we got to keep track of this.
Also, you'll notice I did add 4417. Approval rating with the misses was at 91%. That was the first time we ever brought him in to the fold.
Was that its highest it's ever been?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, so we can kind of some trend analysis here.
Yep. So
I don't
know why, but I happened to click that one and listened until I heard the approval rating. And then also the pain indicator was 30% back then.
There are two constants in Bill's life. One is his approval rating with the misses, and the other is pain.
Yeah. All right. So we got today's date is 5/18. All right. I'm ready. Do you want us to guess?
Well, yeah, I mean, sure. For anyone who has not heard the segment before, Bill Engvall has some little indicators about his life on his website, and we just like to check in and see how he's doing. Bill's bottom line is what he calls it. What do you think his approval rating with the misses is?
So in March, it was 92%. Higher or lower? I'm going to say lower. I'm going to say 80%.
I'm going to say 93%. I think it went up 1%.
Whoa. All right.
Wow. You know, if you took both your answers and sort of smushed them together, you get the right answer. 83%.
Hey. All right. Well,
Drew was much closer.
Went down. Do you really think he comes in here and fucking adjusts those numbers?
I mean, that was only 2 months ago when he had it.
They have a fight, and he's just like, hold on. I'm going to take it down a couple notches. She's not happy with me.
Honestly, I thought my assumption was that he always just changed it with the seasons, so he did 4 times a year was my guess. But I mean, this was not very long ago when it was 92%.
Thank God we're charting it though, so that we can be sure about what the situation is.
I can't wait to crunch these numbers and get that graph going. What else we got, Nate?
Knee pain, the other constant.
Okay, the pain.
Last time it was what,
81%. For knee pain or just pain in general. I'm going to say he's feeling better. I think, you know what? I wonder if there's going to be a trend of if wife approval rating goes down, maybe pain goes up. I don't know how that makes sense.
So, what are you guessing?
88%.
I'm going to say 75%, and I still don't quite understand if the percentage, the higher it is, the more paid it is or not. But
hard to say.
It's rough.
Well, the answer is, of course, 72% pain.
Damn.
If he reaches 100, do you think he's dead or immortal?
I don't know. I really need to know what his way of doing this
or is zero. If he... Oh, boy.
Bill, if you could write in.
That'd be great. I want to know. All right, wait. What was that number?
72.
There goes that theory. Although, they're both at a difference of 11% the past few times. So maybe there's something there. I don't know. I'll call Rain Man. And there's always a third one, Nate?
A third one? This one I'll just... how much I'm ready for summer?
100%. Or 0%. I don't know.
He seems like the outdoorsy type.
I'm agreeing with 100%. I was assuming 100.
99%.
God, it always does this shit.
I don't think Bill has ever felt 100% anything.
Bill can never commit.
No, God. I'm pretty sure one of them was like how excited he was for his comedy tour, and I'm positive that one was 100%.
What if he did say 99%?
Like 85.
And Jeff is like, okay, rude, for one thing. I just assume he was with Jeff Foxworthy. I guess I don't know.
I wonder if they're still friends.
You can't buy friendship like that.
That's true. Any Twitter updates, Nate? Anything good there?
I mean, nothing great. He posted a message about how he was sad about the Notre Dame Cathedral going up in flames.
Well, I mean, everyone, Bill. Everyone.
And he continues to not understand how tags work on Twitter or like I don't know, what do you call them?
Oh my
handles?
God.
Yeah.
Hey, Denver, looking forward to a great show tonight. And then all one word, Paramount Theater, parenthesis, Denver, parenthesis. Like, and it doesn't lead
It's not
to
a
anybody.
hashtag. It's an at.
Because that's probably what their Twitter handle says, but he just doesn't do that. That's so good.
No, he did the at. It's just that. I think the parentheses Denver thing.
That really fucks it up.
Oh, that's even better.
Anyway, Bill, glad to see, as always, that you're doing well. Even if your knee pain's going down, and we at Headline Heroes are rooting for you.
You're just in an endless spiral of pain and agony.
And approval rating with the misses.
And we're here to report every bit of it. So, guys, that's it. This is 100, which is crazy.
Yeah, that is wild, isn't it?
Let's think back. We started back in April of 2017, something like that.
Something in there.
Sounds right.
So just over 2 years now, we've been doing this every week, getting together, talking. Just thinking back, what has been your favorite moment?
Every time I get to sign off, we leave the call.
Whenever we hang up the Facebook call, that's probably the best part.
Oh man, I feel like I should have been more prepared for picking a single moment.
I think
I'll give you.
I know
give
mine.
you a hint. I do not have one myself. Yeah, Tanner.
Well, I don't know. This is just the first thing that came to mind when we were talking. I think this was about what's the fart movie?
Delta Farce?
No, fart.
Or no, Thunderpants.
Thunderpants. And like I went on a rant for a while, and then Drew just goes, "Yeah, good flick." I always think about Drew just saying "good flick." Still makes me laugh. So that must be my favorite moment.
Yeah, good flick.
One I was just thinking about the other day. I mean, I don't like. We did a lot of shit, and I forget a lot of shit. But I was thinking back to way back at Baconstein when we made that guy, the like kid who was denied breakfast, and we role played the dad coming in and finding him like cooking breakfast on a spoon and like doing all this shit to smuggle breakfast into his life. It was just
we basically made breakfast into a
heroin
drug addiction. Yeah.
Yep.
That was good.
Oh, I didn't have a best favorite moment, but you just reminded me of the heroin and what was it?
The Juggle
Junior.
Yeah, and how we kind of went off the rails on that one.
I did love that.
It's a good
didn't
one.
we write what he does? Or we didn't write it, we said it out loud. Like, right before the big last fight, he just shoots up on heroin in front of the kid and, like, dies.
That was just dies right now.
So fucking good.
Also thinking back, we've done a few episodes where where one of us had to leave or couldn't make it. And I was thinking back on my favorite one with each of you. And Nate, I think it was the hot dog sleeper agent.
Yeah.
That one was great. And Tanner, the first one I think we did together where we did the professor or the Dr. Face or whatever.
Yeah,
where we basically turned it into a movie.
Yeah.
I love that one too. So
I think by far the weirdest episode, and by virtue, one of the weirdest episodes, and as a result, one of my favorite episodes has to be the one where we made Marsupinesis Lincoln. The marsupial who they had like
Superham Lincoln.
Marsupraham Lincoln.
And his power was Marsupinesis.
Control marsupials, and like somehow Abraham Lincoln made it in there. And there was like a whole
he was like
booth,
Magneto, but was with Homo sapien or whatever, right?
Because the article was a biker, and out of nowhere this kangaroo just came out and whaled him.
It was like the descendants of
Video.
John Wilkes Booth are trying to kill the descendants of Abraham Lincoln or something.
Yeah.
I think Tanner threw in that one, like just Abraham Lincoln. I don't remember.
That truly was like out of the blue, and it was great.
Yeah, good times.
So we do, every time we use an article, we put it in another tab and say used articles, and we put them there. So I was thinking it'd be kind of fun just for a little bit if I could read off some of our headlines and see if you guys could remember what we ended up creating and what you could remember at all about that, I suppose.
That sounds fun.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
So this one is Officer Rescues Skunk with Head Stuck in Cup.
Oh, brother.
Oh, shit.
Head stuck in cup.
Does the officer like become friends with a skunk or something?
I don't remember that at all.
No.
Was the cup part of the power?
No, I it's all coming back to me now, but I think this one was where we just created a very smelly man, and he just smelled very bad.
That does sound right.
Yeah.
We would never do that.
Just a stinky guy.
I don't remember what it was called, so good quiz so far.
10 out of 10.
How about, okay, this is a good one. Mop wearing Florida man looking for eggs, terrified entire family.
Fuck, I remember that headline very well.
I think I've hit the prime. This one was right after the other one. I've hit that prime area of things that are maybe outside the early ones. And,
yeah, to the point where we don't necessarily have a solid memory. Because anymore it'll be like, if it's a day later, I don't remember what we made.
Nate, do you care to guess?
Man.
Was this the prank guy?
It was the prank guy.
Oh, wow. I remember we have a prank guy, but that's about as far as my
It was
memory.
something like
name
he got pranked by kids too much as a janitor, I think is what we did.
His name was Nanigans, and then there was
Good
She
name.
Nanigans. Uniontown ninja suspect arrested, wore all black during questioning. This is a tough one.
He was a ninja. We did a Samurai Jack thing with this, didn't we?
We did.
Fuck, well,
Would it help if I told you that he was arrested for breaking car windows?
Yeah, there was like a spirit that was only in reflection
Yeah,
of windows or something.
Yeah.
Windex store or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Syndex, I think is what it was.
His name was the Window Chopper. And
It's
we tied in lore with Dax Shepard.
That's the actor. People Dak Shepard.
Or like, I think Larry Bird was involved. I don't know.
Fuck. What the fuck?
Yeah, we're pretty funny.
We can crack ourselves up.
Cat banned from library develops social media following.
Now,
I remember
was
this
that
one.
Cat who either was able to bring things from books into the real world or bring people from the real world into books, I feel like.
Tanner, care to weigh in?
Didn't he got like powers from the books? And I know the reason I remember this one so well is because there's a bit where Drew acted like a kid who was shitting in a book in a library, and the kid was just yelling, I fucking love shitting in books or something like that. And the cat rips him in half.
Yeah, I think it was it's like, because I also remember a discussion where we're like, well, we can't have him go into books because that's just fucking wishbone, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we did like where the books gave him powers, and they desperately wanted him to leave the library, but he didn't want to leave.
I think his name was D. Catsby.
Yes, he was D. Catsby.
And he was, and like we said something about how he like read Hercules, I guess.
Yep.
And
Well, that's what it was. And he ripped that kid in half for shitting in books.
ripped that kid.
Well, kids shouldn't have been shitting in books. Like, this is one person's fault, and it's that kid.
Punxsutawney Phil wanted by police for bad weather forecasting.
Was this about the groundhog?
I'll give you a hint. I gave you the name of the. We ended up not. Oh, that's not true.
Punxsutawney?
And
He was like, it was about the groundhog. He like dressed up like punk like or something, right? Like
he was a genie.
That
And
makes sense.
granted wishes. He basically turned into a Mr. Mixapilican or whatever it is character.
Mr. Mixpiddle, like the guy, the Superman guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's the guy who's like you need to trick him to say his name backwards to kill him.
Oh, Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, kind of. And then I'm going to end on one that I think is probably a favorite to everyone here. Inmates used peanut butter to escape Alabama jail.
I know this one.
Oh yeah. This was the one with Mr. Ed.
Yep.
It was Mr. Ed, but I can't.
Extra crunchy bandit.
Oh, you remembered it. I couldn't
Wow.
remember. You pulled
I'm
that.
impressed.
I was like, I remember Mr. Ed, but not the actual hero we created.
I couldn't. All I remember is Mr. Ed is a bad boy, and I don't remember what the fuck happened to the other guy.
we made it like he was in the plot of The Wire. That's what it was.
I just hold on. We didn't use it. I didn't have a single one with that was a female. I don't think. Boy,
Fix this.
we're bad.
Yeah.
Oh, how about this? Woman licks world record for stopping fan blades with tongue.
I know this was the one. It had something to do with fucking. Her tongue was like iron, or could be used as like a weapon. It's super long, and this is the one with the stabbing guy whose name I can't remember, who we got all mad about.
Are you sure you don't remember his name?
Machete Man.
Okay.
It just makes me mad thinking about it.
Machete Man.
The main thing I remember from that episode is I think it was Nate was saying like what she says to a bad guy or something. He's like, she says, chew on this. He's like, oh wait. And he goes, chew on this.
Or she would try to hide herself, but like obviously it was her.
Didn't you, Tanner, also come up with the whole like her origin story was like she was making peanut butter or something, just eating peanut butter at home, and some guy came in and killed her whole family.
That was Machete Man, who may or may not have been Grimace.
Oh yeah. It's something with she had peanut butter in her hands, and that's why she was stopping the fan with her tongue.
Oh, and you created. Oh boy, you had a whole spree of peanut butter abominations.
Yeah, it lasted a while.
Yeah, her name was Tongue Twister.
It's a good name.
It was a good one. So that was kind of just a trip down memory lane. Get some decent recall from you guys.
Yeah, I'm surprised actually.
If anyone can remember that first one, I have no idea what that was.
The Stink Man.
Yeah. The Stinky Man, yeah. What was
Captain Stank.
That's the Stanker. His name was the Stanker.
It was the Stanker, you're right.
Thank you. Thank you, Nate. So we heard from Keith, and thank you, Keith, for your voicemail. We did have another voicemail, and we've been holding off a few weeks on playing this one because it required a bit of a response. So I'm going to go ahead and play that one. Here it is.
Hi, Headline Heroes. I have a really, really important question for you. A long-time listener since the beginning. I just listened to the first episode again because nostalgia is great. And I have a question for the most important member of this team, which I think is clear, not really any debate about it. So this question is for Carl. Carl, my question is, how does it feel to be the Hawkeye of the group? I listened to the first episode again and noticed they didn't thank you for your music. And it seems like you're really underappreciated. So, Carl, if you could let me know how it feels to be the Hawkeye, I would really appreciate that. Thanks.
That's really interesting. Thank you for that voicemail. I did manage to pull the audio of our outro for our very first issue, so I'll just play that here.
So I guess, do you want to play us out, Drew?
All right, so this has been issue number 1 of Headline Heroes, featuring our new superhero, Bushido Sobo, who I really like and I cannot wait to return to in the future. We also wanted to take this time right now to thank Brett Jacobson, who generously created the art for our show, which is awesome, so thank you, Brett. If you have any articles you'd like to see us discuss in the future, our email is headlineheroescast@gmail.com. So I think that was Tanner's fault.
Yeah, I'm going to blame it on
What's
Tanner.
worse is We thanked Brett for doing the
Yeah, I
card.
don't know how we didn't do that. Like, how we missed Carl.
I want to say maybe we didn't have music from Carl at that point, but we
That could be true.
obviously
We knew it was
maybe when we were
coming.
recording we didn't know. I don't know. I really don't know. But we do have a response from Carl, so let's go ahead and play that here.
Hey everyone, Carl here. Thank you, mystery caller. It's always good to be appreciated. But I'm gonna have to correct you on 2 counts. First of all, I'm not really the Hawkeye of the group. I really think of myself as the Black Widow. I'm kind of behind the scenes, still a little bit underappreciated, but I'm gonna have a mystery relationship with one of the other main guys. Who's it gonna be? But I'll let you wait and find out. And on the second count, I really do feel appreciated with the group because when I was told there was this voicemail for me to respond to, Drew invited me to come on and respond to it, and he said I could. He didn't tell me what I had to say, and he said I could talk for as long as I want.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try to call again.
I did not expect that.
Oh, looks like we lost the connection there. So, oh, well.
Sorry, Carl.
These things happen.
Oh, I forgot that Carl is calling from prison.
Oh shit, that's right.
That's what it was.
We said we'd send him some money and to make the call, but I guess I forgot. Oh,
I
well.
also said we'd bail him out, but no, can't do that. I don't know. That brings up an interesting point. If Carl is the Hawkeye and or Black Widow, who are we?
I think Nate's the Hulk for sure.
Now, why am I the Hulk?
Because you're big and green.
Yeah. Well, you call him as you see him, so can't argue with you there.
Actually, maybe I'm the Hulk because I get super mad about movies.
Yeah, you do
That's
you do
true.
get angry.
Yeah.
I think we're all a little bit the Hulk. Because I can jump real high.
Yeah, I think
real high,
it's 3
so-
Hulks.
3 Hulks.
Together, when we fuse, when we do the fusion dance, we can turn into the Hulk. But separately, we all have part of the Hulk in us.
That's deep. All right. Well, thank you for the voicemail. Thank you, Carl, for that response. Sorry you got cut off.
I think he'd said his piece though. So
Yeah. We've been talking for a while here, and it's been.
I probably should. Tanner, do you want to play us out?
Okay.
No, instead, let's not be quick here. Nate, we've been talking so long, I forgot what we actually do on this
Damn it,
podcast.
Drew! If I said it once, I've said it 100 times.
Link.
What we do here every week is you, Tanner, and I, we go on the internet, we collect strange and bizarre headlines, we pick one of those headlines at random from that list and the list of headlines people, our loyal listeners, send us. We take that headline that we pick and we use it as an origin story for a superhero or a supervillain. Now, Tanner, what did we make last week and what are we making this week?
Okay, so yeah, last week for our 99th episode, we created a hero, the magical Mr. Patches, who could pull things from his pants. And that's all the more people need to know about that. So that means this week for our 100th episode, we are making a villain, which is kind of cool since our first issue was a hero. So it's what do you call it?
It's crazy
Balanced?
how when you alternate like that's how it lines up.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Really, it shouldn't have, but I
Nah.
think in the beginning we did it randomly.
Yep.
So I think we just said, let's just stop doing that and start alternating.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have worked out unless we repeated something. I don't know if it was a hero or a villain.
Sometimes we accidentally make a hero when we should be making a villain. It's happened.
Yeah. Anyway, so I picked an article at random for this week. Decided to switch it up and pick one at random. And that one is number 9 is the coveted 100th one. And that headline is, not only was the screaming man in the Publix parking lot punching cars, he was naked.
And this one comes to us from the guys over at the Cretans Guild podcast. So thank you so much. And that is our 100th article. We'll get your award in the mail. Nate, you got that?
Yeah, I'm on top of it.
All right. So harangue Nate about that.
Yeah, if you need to remind me, my Twitter is @DrewDMick. So just hit me up there.
I was really pissed when you took that, and I couldn't have it myself.
That would be a good prank.
Listen, I have my price. Have your people call my people.
Yeah. This is from the Miami Herald, and I'm really pissed because it's making me either turn off my ads or subscribe, and I will do neither.
Well, Tanner and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
Okay.
This, I think, a naked Florida man in a Publix parking lot kicked trash cans and jumped and punched cars while screaming, "I only had one beer," cops say.
I only had what?
One beer.
That's not all he yelled, though. What else did he yell, Nate?
The deputy said Botcher was sweating uncontrollably as he yelled, "I only had one beer," and "I only wanted to smoke some pot."
He's just yelling out what he did.
I'm just going to read this whole damn thing.
He did.
According to the arrest report, a deputy arrived at a Publix on US 1 in Vero Beach Thursday night to find Botcher swinging his arms and yelling while wearing no shirt and no underwear, but with basketball shorts around his ankles. So, he got there with some basketball shorts on, but then just threw
I only
them down.
had one line of Coke.
Oh man, there's more. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, people.
Oh,
One
boy.
witness told the deputy she had seen Botcher screaming and fussing before kicking over the cigarette disposal trash can. After that Bruce Lee moment, she said, he entered Publix and shouted, "You're not the one!" So we have a lot to work with here. He only had one beer, and somebody was not the one.
You're not the one.
And he just wanted to smoke some pot.
That's such a good thing to yell when you walk into a grocery store.
You're not the one.
I'm imagining this guy penguining, because of the gym shorts, waddling through the parking lot, but also jumping and just karate.
Fucking Bruce Lee kicking a cigarette container. Oh man, this guy's awesome.
Yeah. I would love to sit down, get a beer with this guy. What? Oh no, one beer. Oh no.
You gotta get 2 beers.
Yeah, 2 beers. He needs another beer to calm him down.
Two somehow mellow him out.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought maybe he was threatening them, saying "This is just my strength with 1 beer. Imagine if I had 10 beers. I only had 1 beer, guys.
I've only had 1 beer.
This is me at 1, and he dents a car by karate chopping it.
Kind of like a beer Popeye, but horribly done.
Oh my god, I love that idea.
I have horrible alcohol poisoning, but I
Yeah.
can kick down a skyscraper.
Yeah. I like that. I like that this is just him at 1%.
That. That's so good.
What do you think would have happened if he had smoked pot?
I don't know. Does smoking pot
Could
is
he
that what
fly?
brings him back down, or is it more power?
I don't think
wanted to
this
smoke
guy
some
wanted
pot.
to go back down.
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't, because is it like a Hulk situation where he becomes uncontrollable with beer and pot's the only solution?
Black
is
Widow
kinda
in the
hulkish.
Avengers movies, "Hey, big guy, sun's getting real low." Hands him a joint.
It could be.
That could be good. Pot, the mighty mellow drug. Yeah.
They have to have addressed the Hulk having pot, right? It seems like Hulk.
I'll tell you what. Let's test it. Let's all 3 of us form up into one big Hulk, like we talked about, and smoke a pot.
Smoke a doobie.
Smoke some big old tufts.
I don't know.
What have you found?
Have you not found anything?
This is not real, but I did find this.
You probably found some. What did you find?
Is it because I know there's a weed called the Incredible Hulk or Bruce Banner.
Puff 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 puff.
Does the Hulk ever smoke?
All right, so what you sent us, I had to cut out a whole chunk of last episode because we didn't describe what someone said in the chat, so it was useless. So I'm going to describe it. What you sent us is a 4-panel comic of starting with the Hulk smoking a big joint, and then it slowly turns him back into Bruce Banner as the joint gets smaller.
Yeah,
What
that's how that
happens to the
works.
joint at the end? Does he just eat the joint?
Yeah, because it is gone.
It just is gone. So
Why does he not simply just eat the joint? So, according to this Reddit thread I found, people seem to think that the Hulk is pretty immune to toxins, so probably couldn't smoke weed.
there is a lot of gamma radiation in weed.
But you know what? Our guy could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All he wanted to do was smoke pot.
I just need to get back down to my 0.
Only on one
Unlike Bill
beer.
Engvall, we know what the percentage of this guy is. 1% is car denting and cigar, or what was it? Cigarette thing kicking?
He kicked over like one of those like outdoor ashtray things.
Oh, okay.
You're not the one. Which we also have to address that at
Yeah,
some
who's
point.
the one? Who's he looking for?
Well, it's a villain.
Yeah, he's a villain. So he's
So this
so is he like? I mean, I feel like the obvious thing is he got experimented on, and that's why beer gives him super strength, and he's trying to find whoever did it to him to like.
does he
reverse it.
turn? Does he slowly grow more hulkish as he drinks more? Like gets
Because of
bigger.
the hops. The more hops in the beer, the
Yeah.
greener he gets.
Yes.
So also is the percentage 1 beer equals 1%?
Oh man, 100 beers.
100 beers.
it's a lot of beers.
That's the end game right there.
And he does get drunker the more he.
Oh
Right?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he still gets drunk. For
So
sure.
I guess there would be a point. He could probably drink a lot. This is no ordinary person, so he could probably
Yeah.
drink a lot. But there is going to be a point where it's too much and he reaches sleepy point.
Then he vomits.
Unless it doesn't. What if this is truly someone who could just keep drinking beers and keep getting like Hulk can keep getting angrier and angrier?
This guy can keep getting drunker without having to.
Like he's
without ever passing out.
still acts a bit drunk, but like won't pass out, won't fall asleep, won't hug you, doesn't get huggy.
really?
Not at all.
Huh.
No, this guy just
Well,
gets
unless maybe he hugs the hero he tries to hug
To
the
death.
hero to death.
yeah.
Wait, so why naked?
Well, because the biggest unbelievable thing about the Hulk is that those pants are holding up.
Okay, is he getting bigger too?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I guess why not? You're right.
And also, but like not like a really stacked and built Hulk. Maybe
He's got a beer
muscly,
gut for
but
sure.
beer gut. Yeah, beer gut.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he goes from like 5'4" to like 6'9" or something. So it's just like he kind of just gets a tall,
It's
a big dude.
Yeah, he gets One of the most unbelievable things about Thor Ragnarok is that Bruce Banner is wearing Tony Stark's clothes and they still hold up when he turns into the Hulk.
Oh yeah,
Shit.
Jesus, fuck! You just ruined that
I
whole
hate
movie
that
for
movie
me.
now.
I'm sorry, man.
Fucking
Sorry,
asshole.
someone had to do it. Yeah. So that's a good thread. We just got to figure out who the one is. What's his motivation that makes him maybe this is something that makes him rampage?
What makes him rampage?
The one.
Who's the one?
Who? Yeah, that's what we got to figure out. What's the one that makes him just go blind drunk and
His enemy.
And why was he looking in a Publix grocery store for them?
because the one obviously
You're not the one.
shops wholesale.
Publix
goes-
is just like a regular grocery store. It's not a wholesale one.
You're right. All right, so the one obviously avoids wholesale.
They're not a Costco.
Won't go to
person.
Costco. Yeah, no Costco. Organic veggies, fruits. I
Maybe.
think.
I don't know.
The
Well,
one.
I don't know if you remember my suggestion was it was like a scientist that experimented on him
Oh,
that caused him to be this way, and that's who he's going after.
and in his mind, he doesn't know the scientist's name. Just refers to them as the one.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even really have a lead other than they are the one.
So he just went to
But
the
also a
Publix.
grocery store, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe they own a chain of Publix.
Maybe the first time he came down from his drunken Hulk rage because of pot. He was
said
at
to
the
somebody, "I
grocery
need
store.
A1," and they're like, "Oh, A1? You probably want to go. They probably have that sauce at the grocery store. Go to the Publix."
Also, how did they figure out to give that thing Hulk or give Hulk the pot? Like,
I think
and also
he
how
just-
did they?
He stumbled into a party and someone's like, "You want to hit this?" And he goes, "Well, yeah, I mean, kind of."
He's getting those secondhand fumes. Brought him
And
down.
then he calmed down. Then he went into Publix and he had one beer.
I just had one.
Just punching through cop cars.
This is me at 1. Boom. Okay. What now? What else do we, Nate? What else do we do on this podcast?
Well, I mean,
I feel like
are we satisfied with his power selection and his history, or would we like to get into a little bit more about where he comes from?
I think we've got the history. It's a shadow. It's very shrouded. He doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can do?
He blacked out. He actually knew at one point the whole history, but he blacked out. So,
should we flesh out what ends up happening? Does he end up finding the one? And how?
Yes.
This is a tragic villain.
Best ones are. He finds them in the back room of a Publix.
and the Publix was because he owned a grocery store.
Yeah, they owned a chain of Publix, maybe. He's
walking along one day and finds like a missing poster for himself.
What's that have to do with the Publix?
It was outside the Publix.
Oh, okay. And then does he?
It was on the milk carton at the Publix.
Have you seen me?
Have you seen me?
So then he goes to the back room?
And there's I don't know. There's a lap back there.
Yeah, I have seen me.
Hey, me is me. I'm here.
He thinks he has to tell the people that work there. So he goes in the back room, and then like he sees the person. He has all these flashbacks of him being at a focus group where they were testing out a new beer, and that person gave it to him.
Could the one be like a best friend or possibly like a spouse?
What do you mean? Oh, like he's trying to find... But that makes him more like heroic then, instead of vengeful.
You're right. The one is a real douchebag.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a focus group for a new beer.
And that's what happened to him.
And all of them, like, there's like a focus group of like 10 individuals. 9 of them are like, I don't really feel anything. Doesn't taste good. And this guy flips the table and says, I want another.
I feel great. Great.
And then
I only had one.
He runs straight through the wall like a cartoon character.
The hole is shaped like him.
Yeah. And then he's like, he wakes up from a blackout in a field or something, and he's like, I have to kill whoever did this to me.
But there was probably some time where they experimented on him a little bit.
Yeah, they probably strapped him down and, whatever. Science shit.
Yep. Yeah,
that's all the further we need to go with that.
We don't want to get gross on this show.
No.
They did some science shit to him,
They did some science stuff, and they strapped him down into a chair.
And they made him drink beer.
Yep.
But then he was too strong.
He broke out. Once he reached 100 beers, they couldn't figure out what could bring him down. And he broke out. Woke up at a party, smoke in the air, just really chilling out, listening to some Floyd.
I was gonna say that.
And then once he came down from that high, then he realized, okay, I need to figure this stuff out.
And he does. End of story.
And that's it. But he rampages a lot. Of course, he rampages so many times.
He goes into a Publix, sees a poster of himself missing, goes to the people and sees the one.
It was really easy. What if like it's building up like, I have to find the one, and then he like looks to his right and sees the Publix, and that was easy.
What if the real tragedy is he gets the one on the first try, but then in his drunkenness he forgets that he already got the one.
Oh, it's an internal.
It's a memento, like Memento.
Yes.
So he says, "You're not the one." Well, of course he's not the one. The one died 4 years ago when you killed him.
And it's got this big Shutter Island like ending to it. And then
we've already got DiCaprio on retainer to.
Yeah.
So now. Now I feel pretty good about the history and the powers. Do we want to talk about like what kind of thing? I guess we already sort of have his outfit. It was described to us in detail.
Naked with gym shorts.
And they got to be down. Maybe they're up if just like sometimes, but most of the time they are.
But down. By the end of the comic book, they're coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Does he turn a color like the Hulk? Also, okay, 1% or one beer. How big does he get? Is it just like an inch? And maybe a bit swole and a bit of a gut?
Well, how tall is he to begin with? What's his normal height?
Nate, how tall are you?
5'11".
Okay, so not that.
Did you think Nate was short? Like, you know him.
No. Okay,
I think he just wanted to. No matter what I said, I feel like he was going to say, "Okay, so not that."
He's 5'11". So then he hits that 6 foot when he drinks a beer.
So is he go an inch a beer?
Inch of beer.
100 inches. My God, he'd be huge, but it'd be great.
It'd be great, yeah.
His gut like steel. Like they try and shoot him, but they can't shoot through that beer gut.
So are we doing he's a giant also?
I mean, after 100 beers.
Yeah, I guess
it's pretty.
he's got to get through 100, so that's fine.
Kind of a troll of some kind. Does he get hairier?
Yeah, like on his shoulders and stuff.
Yeah.
For sure.
He just has a lot of hair on his gut, too.
Yeah. Real everyman.
It's just relatable. Has a, beer gut, just has a memory problems, and also just has an alcohol problem. So just all of us together.
Yeah,
really.
it's us.
That's us.
No, we won't tell you which one's which.
Yeah, does he, I guess my original question, does he change a color, or does he just continue to be just really hairy? Or maybe just grows a lot of hair. That's all it is.
We'll do the hair.
So much hair that he just looks like he's a different color now, but
Yeah.
it's just hair.
Yeah. Gross.
All right.
Yes.
Comic book cover. I honestly think what was spelled out in the
article, yeah.
Except maybe not just one beer. Maybe one of his final forms.
I love him yelling, I only had one beer.
I only had one beer. That was like 90 beers ago. He's just stomping.
So he's like
kicking cars.
he's like 100 feet tall or close, and
yeah. So that's maybe the bottom part of the cover is two police just like in each corner shooting.
Yeah.
But nothing, not working. There's a grocery store behind this Hulk character, this troll character, and it's screaming, "I only had one beer."
Yes. Just wanted to smoke some pot.
Smoke some pot. Bring me the one.
Where's the one? You're not the one.
You're not the one. Oh man, I love this.
We've done it 100 times, and now we've done it 99 times. Maybe a few more times. We gotta do one more.
We're done
before we
forever.
can retire. What's that name?
Man, I wish How I Met Your Mother didn't exist, because Beer Culies would be a good one.
Damn, you're right. Beer. Troll. What else? Giant
beer.
I don't want to Hulk. I don't want anything Hulk.
The inebriated Bulk.
That's very similar to Hulk, which I believe Drew just explicitly said he did not want to do.
At the same time, I like it. I like the idea of switching Incredible with inebriated, but nah.
I do. That is very clever. I do like it.
Yeah,
but
I'm with you though. I am with you. I just had to find something.
it was good.
The inebriated sulk.
Yeah, that's far better than what Nate said.
Yeah.
Because he's sad.
Yeah.
Troll. Damn, Beer Culies would have been good though, huh?
Yeah.
Hop Culies.
No. Only because we've done Optimus Prime before.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah.
What's a party drinking, like a drinking game you play at a party, like kickstands?
Beer pong. We can call him beer pong.
No.
Kind of like King Kong, but beer pong.
Beer Kong. Because he gets hairier.
Yeah, he does.
King of beer Kong. Suds.
Beer man. Man beer.
Lager. Champ.
Lager.
Lager, barely know her.
Got him.
Alpha Ale.
Alpha Ale.
No, I don't really like that either.
The Brew.
The Brew Brute.
Ooh, the Brew Brute.
He's kind of a brute. You brute.
I only had one beer.
The Brew Brute.
Brew Brute. It's tough to say.
I like that.
I like it too.
It's a nice little alliteration.
Brew Brute.
Brew Brute.
Brew Brute. Is that it?
Okay. That's our 100th.
The Brew Brute.
Brew Brute.
Brew Brute. We did it. All right. That's 100 down. And
Sweet.
what a fun one to end on. And a fun little trip down memory lane.
Yeah. We laughed. We cried. It was a lot of fun.
We only had one.
We had one, and I just wanted to smoke some weed.
I just want to smoke some pot. But you guys wouldn't let me.
Now, for the 100th time, Tanner, can you play us out?
Yeah.
Maybe?
This isn't the 100th time I played us out, though.
Well, just play along.
You want to look back? Okay. Yeah, so this is going to conclude issue number 100 of Headline Heroes. This week we created the villain, the Brew Brute, the coolest man ever that I would get a beer with. At this time, as always, we want to thank Brett Jacobson for creating the art for our show. Do you guys want a fun fact about Brett?
I really do, yeah.
Okay.
I would love one, yeah.
So his last day of work at my old job, he was actually in the parking lot punching cars and screaming, "I only had one beer." So,
and why did he leave your place of employment?
He only had one beer.
Oh, okay.
Was he supposed to have more?
He wanted more. And this said, so you can't even have one on our premises. So he left. But, good for Brett.
If you look back at all of the heroes and villains we've created, they've all just been Brett.
Yeah, they're pretty similar to him in a lot of ways.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I suppose maybe for one more time, we should also thank Carl Sorensen. Carl has done the music for all the episodes of our podcast, including the first one.
Apparently for the 99th time, we're going to thank him.
Yeah. Well, here, I'm going to do two. Carl, belated thank you for your help on episode number 1 of Headline Heroes. And then another thanks for your help on this episode, the 100th of Headline Heroes. Carl made all the music for our podcast. He helps with any sort of post-production stuff we need. And he's been great to work with. If you're interested in working with him on any sort of musical project for podcasts or otherwise, you can reach out to him at carljsorensen.com.
Speaking of Carl, we're going to circle back to Carl. And I hope people don't skip straight through the outro that we do, because there's going to be a bit of a surprise at the end. But I'll keep doing what I normally do, and then we'll lead into that. If you have any articles that you would like to send us, that'd be great. We have our email, headlineheroescast@gmail.com, our Twitter, @headline_heroes. We have our Facebook group, and we have our subreddit, r-headline heroes. If you want to leave us a voicemail like the two we heard up at the top, that would be awesome. The number is 319-596-6766. Give us a call, and we'll play it during our episode. Whatever you're listening to us on, be it iTunes or Google Play or what have you, it'd be awesome if you could leave us a rating and a review. Tell a friend about us, and, well, hold on. We do have one last surprise for you. As I said, we're not quite done with what Carl has done, because Carl had a little bit of a surprise for us that he gave to us, and we wanted to go ahead and play that here at the end. So here is our a gift from Carl Sorensen, and that will play us out here. So thank you for listening, and we hope you'll pick up the next issue.
Gentlemen, it's Carl. I just wanted to congratulate you on 100 episodes. I'd like to present to you my movie pitch for the Headline Heroes cinematic universe. Being the HHCU, I took some liberties with the backstories and relationships with the characters. Written and directed by me and executive producer Nathan Haynes. Enjoy.
Big rumble in an old town in southern Colorado. Bushido Sobo, her grandson Simon piloting McGruff, and her successor Nightlight, and a guy walking by, Derek, versus Omen Shaman and misled Juggle Jester. Visiting on his presidential tour, Governor Basil Lisk happens to have the same stop as his political rival, the Man-Goose. Things get out of hand when NASA reps bat Lisk, and Infestra joins the scene, swearing revenge on NASA. Offered a way to restore Tommy Tornado's memory, Windshield comes to the aid of NASA against Infestra. Professor Persuasion gets off the Lisk 2020 bus and enlists the help of Quick Change and the Stanker, a Offended by their presence in public, Window Chopper and the Phantom Flush oppose them. Recognizing a now jaded Infestra, Daisy and Scout recognize her from her uniformed ranger days and assist. Meanwhile, in the food court, the Iron Munch and Dosferatu are settling their differences in a violent manner. While the breakfast camaraderie of Long John, Double Shot, and Spuds the Humanitator take on Baconstein and the Egg Poachers. Tongue Twister is keeping Machete Man at bay, but he makes an escape. Outside, a mech battle is brewing when Motherboard and Shot Circuit power Optimus Prime in a mech battle, Zord style, to keep up with Junkernaut, Deb Bree, and Guinness Synth, the record bot. As night falls, we see Sheriff Coleman and his trusty sidekick, Cowboy, dispensing justice against the Donkey Legion, Beer Belly, and the extra crunchy bandit and Ed the racist horse. Just when there's a lull in the action, Karen Spook of SPO OK arrives on the scene, being pursued by that, Kindergeist, and Corduroy Cal. Luckily, there are good things that go bump in the night, as the Pro Spectre and the Pumpkin Patch come to her defense. Not too far in the distance, D. Catsby and Catatonic are having a feline literacy battle, as Demolition Critter makes a messy battle 4-on-1 against Invisible Inc., Team Rex, and the pranksters Punxsutawney Phil, Nanigan, and Shenanigan. We flash forward to almost all of our heroes and villains fallen, save for Bushido Sobo and Nightlight versus Omen Shaman and Machete Man. Machete Man taunts Nightlight into charging him when Omen Shaman causes a sign from a building to fall down towards Nightlight. You know, like at the end of Final Destination? Good flick. But Bushido Sobo's suit guides her to dive and push Nightlight out of the way, sacrificing herself. Just as the two villains close in on Nightlight, Tongue Twister flashes onto the scene as the fiends make their escape. God, I hate Machete Man. Don't talk about him anymore. The end?